That if I'm all right, I would also request you to switch on your cameras if possible. So I would request you, all of those who have joined online, you can switch on your cameras so that it would be interactive session. At the end, we'll be having Q&A session as well, so it would be interactive. Thank you so much. So first of all, we are going to start with national anthem, and I would request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
Amazon पर मिले Wear It with
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Bharat Mata ki. I would request everyone to sit down. Uh, I welcome you again all to this wonderful session on internships, global internships. So, uh, yeah, sorry for the technical issue. Yeah. So, can we head over to the PPT? Okay. So I would request to play the video of MVPM. So through this video, you'll get to know what all activities MVPM do plan and what all activities MVPM do.
माहेश्वरी विद्या प्रचारक मंडल। इस गौरवशाली परंपरा की विरासत को तीन समाज सुधारक माने पूना के स्वर्गीय श्री राव बहादुर हनुमंत राम जी राठी जी, सातारा के स्वर्गीय श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण जी जाजू जी और कराड़ के स्वर्गीय श्री किशन लाल जी लाहोटी जी, इन दूरदर्शी अग्रदूतों ने जारी रखा और इसका सार्थक परिणाम था माहेश्वरी विद्या प्रचारक मंडल। जरूरतमंद और सराहनीय माहेश्वरी युवाओं को छात्रवृत्ति, ऋण छात्रवृत्ति, छात्रावास, स्वावलंबन कार्यक्रम, सिविल सर्विसेज गाइडेंस से लेकर महिला सशक्तिकरण और सकारात्मक सामाजिक परिवर्तन लाने की दिशा में माहेश्वरी विद्या प्रचारक मंडल पिछले 95 वर्षों से अपना अमूल्य योगदान दे रहा है। माहेश्वरी समाज के युवाओं तथा युवतियों को शिक्षा एवं उनके उज्जवल भविष्य बनाने के हेतु उनकी सहायता करना और समाज के सभी वर्गों के युवाओं को बिना किसी जटिलता के राज्य के कोने कोने में हर प्रकार की शिक्षा का अवसर निर्माण करना, ये एमवीपीएम का ध्येय है। छात्रवृत्ति स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम के माध्यम से जरूरतमंद और सराहनीय युवाओं को छात्रवृत्ति, ऋण छात्रवृत्ति, पुरस्कार की सुविधा उपलब्ध कराई जाती है ताकि वे बिना किसी बाधा के अपनी पढ़ाई कर सके। हर साल ऐसे 50 से 600 छात्र और छात्राओं को लगभग 1.25 से 1.5 करोड़ की राशि छात्रवृत्ति के रूप में एमवीपीएम के द्वारा वितरित की जाती है। एमवीपीएम मानता है कि शिक्षा जीवन की तैयारी नहीं, अपने आप में एक जीवन है। लैपटॉप वितरण। एमवीपीएम ने लैपटॉप वितरण की एक नई पहल की है। इस पहल के तहत मई 2022 में 100 लैपटॉप बांटे गए, जिसके मुख्य दानदाता श्री मुकुंद भवन ट्रस्ट के ट्रस्टी श्री पुरुषोत्तम जी लोहिया और उनका परिवार था। इस पहल को जबरदस्त प्रतिक्रिया मिलने के कारण और छात्रों के माता पिता की बढ़ती मांग के कारण एमवीपीएम ने इस पहल को बड़े पैमाने पर आयोजित करने का फैसला किया। हाल ही में पूर्णार्थ इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजरी के संस्थापक और अध्यक्ष श्री राहुल कुमार जी राठी ने अन्य 100 लैपटॉप्स दान किए। इससे प्रेरित होकर कई और दानदाता इस पहल में भाग ले रहे हैं। एमवीपीएम ने लैपटॉप वितरण की एक नई पहल की है। स्वावलंबन। ये एमवीपीएम की विशिष्टपूर्ण अनूठी पहल है, जिसका उद्देश्य उन माहेश्वरी छात्र और छात्रा युवाओं के जीवन को उन्नत कर बदलना है जो वित्तीय और अन्य कठिनाइयों के कारण शिक्षा लेने में असमर्थ है और शिक्षा से वंचित रह गए हैं। ऐसे होनहार युवाओं के भविष्य को संवारने की पूरी जिम्मेदारी एमवीपीएम लेता ही है, लेकिन इसके अलावा उन्हें कौशल आधारित प्रशिक्षण प्रदान करना, भोजन और आवास की सुविधा प्रदान करना और अपने आप को स्वावलंबी बनाने के लिए स्वयं को स्थापित करने में उनकी सहायता करता है। इसी विश्वास और धारणा के अनुसार स्वावलंबन योजना माहेश्वरी युवाओं को अधिक रोजगार योग्य या व्यवसाय के लिए तैयार करने का प्रयास करती है। सिविल सर्विसेज। विभिन्न सिविल सेवा परीक्षाओं के बारे में माहेश्वरी युवाओं के बीच जागरूकता पैदा करने के विचार से एमवीपीएम पुणे ने वर्ष 2014 में सिविल सेवा कार्यक्रम शुरू किया। सिविल सर्विसेज ऑप्शंस और करियर के बारे में जागृति लाना और मार्गदर्शन करना इसका प्रमुख उद्देश्य है। इस कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत जो विद्यार्थी यूपीएससी या एमपीएससी परीक्षा देना चाहते हैं, एमवीपीएम उनके लिए कोई सुविधाएं प्रदान करती है। इस कार्यक्रम का लाभ आज तक सैकड़ों माहेश्वरी युवाओं ने प्राप्त किया है और कुछ विद्यार्थी भारतीय प्रशासनिक सेवा के सम्माननीय पद पर विराजमान हैं। एमवीपीएम सेतु। एमवीपीएम सेतु शिक्षा और खेल के क्षेत्र से योग्य माहेश्वरी उम्मीदवारों के लिए क्राउड फंडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म है। हम समुदाय से उत्पन्न क्राउड फंडिंग के माध्यम से माहेश्वरी के इच्छुक उम्मीदवारों का तहे दिल से समर्थन करना चाहते हैं। हम इस प्लेटफॉर्म के जरिए शैक्षिक सपनों और वास्तविकता के बीच के अंतर को मिटाना चाहते हैं। मिशन। माहेश्वरी विद्या प्रचारक मंडल की स्थापना के बाद से गत 100 सालों में संगठन ने एमवीपीएम की नींव रखने वाले 3 अग्रदूतों के दृष्टिकोण को पूरा करने के लिए अपने सभी प्रयासों को लगातार निर्देशित किया है। ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में रहने वाले माहेश्वरी छात्र और छात्रा युवाओं को उपयुक्त कौशल आधारित प्रशिक्षण और शिक्षा देकर उन्हें आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की एक समृद्ध पहल माहेश्वरी विद्या प्रचारक मंडल।
Thank you so much. So as you have seen, MVPM has been working since decade towards education, towards scholarships, and towards many other things. Now I would like to call our pillar of Maheshwari Vidya Pracharak Mandal International Connect committees, Mr. Balkrishna Ji Karwa, to speak about what exactly the committee is doing about. Please round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are here to talk upon a topic very near and dear to all of our hearts, that is internships, the magical portal for fulfilling career. Friends, internships are a bit like dating. You start with high hopes, butterflies in your stomach, and a slightly unrealistic expectation that it will be in love in first sight. Then reality hits, and you realize it's more like a blind date with a spreadsheet. But hey, every great love story has its awkward beginning, isn't it? Internships, they are like a buffet of career options. You sample a little bit of everything, hoping you will find a perfect dish later. And just like a buffet, sometimes you end up with a plate full of things you didn't expect, like like filing paperwork or untangling the office printer. But fear not, These are the trials that forge us to make a professional and which we are meant to be for. And let's not forget the valuable skills we acquire during internships, from mastering the art of making the perfect cup of coffee to becoming a professional by deciphering passive aggressive emails. These are the skills that will truly set us apart in the professional world. Forget what you learned in textbooks. Internships are where the real education takes place. But amidst the chaos and coffee runs, internships are offering something truly invaluable, that is experience. They give us a taste of the real world, a sneak peek behind the curtain of our chosen profession. They teach us resilience, adaptability, and the fine art of pretending to know what we are doing until we actually do. Friends, internships give us glimpse into our future selves. They show us what we are capable of and what we are passionate about, and sometimes what we definitely don't want to do for the rest of our lives. And that's exactly MVPM's commitment to nurturing minds through education is reflected in our International Connect program. We are empowering students pursuing international studies while forming vital help groups for those navigating foreign universities. Additionally, we assist professionals in exploring new opportunities globally while facilitating the return process for them to India. We are also creating platforms for parents to share their experiences and aid in the managing the various aspects while they are staying abroad. Our focus extends to uniting Maheshwari businesses keen on international trade through collaborations and strategic meetings with diplomatic entities. Finally, through the networking events like today's and global collaborations, including partnerships with Maheshwari organizations worldwide, we aim to expand MVPM's global presence by appointing brand ambassadors in different countries. Hence, MVPM's International Connect program is a holistic initiative for Maheshwaris dedicated to supporting diverse phases of global engagement. Friends, I welcome you all on behalf of MVPM in this new Vikram Samvat year 2081, and let's draw inspiration from our esteemed panelists of today's who are from UK and USA with their journey of internships, the springboard to a fulfilling career, and the adventure of a lifetime. All panelists have embraced the chaos and relished the challenges, but I would suggest to remember every menial task is just one step closer to the corner office with a view to have cheers in life. Thank you, everybody, for attending this session.
Thank you so much, Balkrishna Bhau, to enlighten us about the activities which we are doing at Maheshwari International Connect. So, as we are heading towards the event, I would like to again throw some light on why exactly we are here for. So, every one of you already know why internships are important, right? That's why we are here. And today we are going to focus on how part. So, how you can get the internship. So, we have 5 panelists today. So, we have panelists from, as discussed uh, by Balkrishna ji. We have panelists from USA and UK as well. So we have Mr. Akshay ji Randad, who has joined us offline here. So second is Miss Mehak Rathi. She is from UK currently. Then we have Mahut Mantri from USA, Pushpak Chandak from USA, and Siddhant Jaju from USA. All right. So first of all, I would like Balkrishna ji to felicitate Akshay. Can we have a round of applause? So it's very important that why we have started this internship thing at MIC. So when it's been 1 year since we are working at MIC, the committee actually I have joined. So committee is really working hard for MIC, and uh, some students who are studying online, studying outside India, they are really struggling where and how they can get the internships, because currently the recession thing is going on, and on the other hand there are few Maheshwari businesses who want interns. So why not to fulfill this breach, fulfill this gap with a breach, and that's how we come up with this idea of fulfilling the internships with the help of MIC. So we are contributing to students with their personal as well as professional growth. And today we have some panelists who will speak about their experiences. You will get some tips and tricks how to get the internships while studying globally. So next slide, please. So our first panelist for today is Mr. Siddhant Jaju, who is from USA and currently he is doing his Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from Iowa State University. So, hi Siddhant. Hi Siddhant. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can talk now. I'm sorry, I was unable to unmute myself because it says that the host hasn't given me permission for it. But yeah, now it's clear, I think.
Perfect, perfect.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, you are perfectly audible.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Sure. Thank you so much. And thanks for the introduction. A very good evening to all of you present here today, and a very good morning to you if you are currently watching this live from the United States, like me. My name is Siddhant Jaju, and I'm a fourth-year student in my last semester pursuing my bachelor's degree in computer science at the Iowa State University. Over these 4 years, I've completed 3 software engineering internships and I have a job lined up once I graduate in May, which I'm super excited about. Before I get started, I would like to take a minute to thank the MVPM organizing community for giving me this opportunity to share and talk about all my experiences and my expertise related to internships and full-time jobs. I know that we are really limited on time, and we have a lot of other panelists who also have amazing things to share about their experiences. So let's just jump right into it without any further ado. Can I have the next slide, please? Sure. So first and foremost, when it comes to getting internships, maybe after your second or third year, I've seen this trend that most students feel, especially when it comes to the technical field, that you need to be very technically profound or you need to be like a technical powerhouse. And that is what recruiters are really looking for, that you need to be a complete package. But let me tell you something that is quite far from being true. 2 of the most important skills that I feel, which I've noticed quite a lot in what recruiters are looking for and what has really helped me in getting internships and full-time job offers, is communication and confidence. I would like to share a small story or a small incident about my own internship opportunity that I got with this company called Collins Aerospace. And during the interview, I had the recruiter asked me a few questions about a few technical questions about some software aspects, and I was very clear to her that, hey, I do not know these, and yeah, I'm definitely willing to learn. But the way I communicated all my information and the way I told her that, hey, these are the skills which I'm really confident about, and I can really communicate and I can really harness these skills really well while having that growth mindset to be open to new challenges and be open to new opportunities and, of course, new learning experiences. So that is one thing that really will help you stand out. And that is one thing that recruiters really are looking for, is communication and confidence, that whatever you know, you are really strong and confident about it, whether it be any specific technical skill or whether it be any specific soft skill. And of course, communication is really important. It's like the cherry on top, because when you are confident about a certain skill set, and if you can communicate that properly, that is when the recruiters and that is when the other team members in the corporate world know that, hey, he knows what he's talking about, and he has that growth mindset for learning more skills. And in the corporate world, it's called professionalism. So I feel communication and confidence definitely top the list in terms of professionalism. Next up, we have researched the company culture and requirements. If you're really looking for applying to one of these top 100 companies or these top MNCs, which receive thousands of applications every day, what is going to make you really stand out from all the applications that they receive? And think about it, why should they really hire you? I feel if you specifically research about the company culture and know what exactly the company is looking for, you will definitely be the piece of the puzzle, the piece of their missing puzzle that they're looking for, because they know that, okay, hey, he has researched what our company needs. He knows that this is the challenge or this is the problem that we are currently facing. And maybe he has a certain skill set which can really fulfill that requirement, or he is willing to learn that skill. So if you definitely research the company culture and the requirements, you will definitely have a very smooth transitioning into the company, and you will definitely stand out from the thousands of applications that they receive on a daily basis. Next up, we have connect with recruiters on LinkedIn. Doing this will not only ensure that you have a strong internal referral, but it will also help you to apply to different positions within the same company. I feel that when you are in constant connect or in constant touch with any of the recruiters from any of the companies, whether it be on LinkedIn, whether it be on email or any of the job platforms, it gives you an edge over all the other applicants that apply to the same company for the same position, because those recruiters will definitely know more about you, because they will definitely ask you more about your skills and as to why do you want the specific internship or this job position. And if you have a strong answer to that, you definitely have an edge over all the other applicants. Next up, we have participate in college recruiting and recruiting fairs. I'm pretty sure most of the colleges in the US, UK, and India have so many recruiting fairs every now and then. I would say go for it. Just shoot your shot. Apply to as many companies as possible. I remember in my freshman year, as it's called here in the United States, I applied to so many companies with zero hopes of getting any callback or getting any internship offer, just with the intention of, okay, I want to learn, I want to know more about the corporate world, and just research more, talk to different recruiters, get to know more about what professionalism is and how I can hone those skills into myself. And that really helped me going forward into my second and third year, where I bagged so many internship opportunities. I got so many offers, I rejected a few of them, and I could really pick and choose the ones which I really wanted. So yeah, shoot your shot, participate in college recruiting fairs. You never know when it could be your lucky day, and this just gives you an opportunity for more doors to open. Lastly, I'll definitely say stay patient, be positive, and be persistent. I know currently things are pretty crazy when it comes to a recession and the job market. Many companies are going on a hiring freeze, and people are getting laid off on a daily basis. So looking at all of this going around, you can be very overwhelming. But I would say that always keep learning, never get demotivated by what's going on. And if you always stay consistent with what's going on in the current job market, especially if it comes to the tech field, I am a software engineer, so I'll definitely speak from that point of view. If you keep yourself updated with what's going on in the tech field, and if you are meeting up to the requirements, because they're constantly changing, you will definitely be on track, and definitely you'll have an edge over all the other applicants. So yes, stay positive, stay patient, and keep growing and keep going. That's all I can say. Definitely feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn if you have any questions, or if you want any help with any of your job referrals. I would be really glad to help you out. And we do have a Q&A session in the end, so if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I think that was my time. I really don't want to go overboard, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Siddhant, for your points. These were really insightful. And also, if anyone would like to connect with any panelists, we would be sharing LinkedIn links with you guys, and you can directly connect with them. So our next panelist is Miss Mac. So Mac is doing her graphic design from, can we move on to the next slide? Hi, Mac.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, are you speaking? I shouldn't be speaking only.
Yeah. So Mac is doing her bachelor's in graphic design, and she's doing her bachelor's from Lubbock University. So the best point of her internship is this MIC group has helped her to get the internship. So she'll also tell about this in specific detail. So yes, Mac, over to you. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Very well. Very warm hello to everyone. And I think some really great points were covered by Siddhant, but I can talk about the UK market. The main thing that I'd say is I think it's no secret that it's very difficult to get jobs at the minute, and people are just getting laid off. In the UK, there's no specific campus placement concept. So we only have like job connect fairs where you get to know potential jobs or potential companies that would be hiring, but the university doesn't really help you get placed at different places. My course is such where I had to do an internship for an entire year in my third year, which is what I'm doing at the minute. So, I mean, given everything that was going on, I wasn't sure. And honestly, it was very difficult to actually get a job. So, I'll just give you a little context of. Sorry, can you go back to the first slide? Yeah. How I got my current job was really, I think it was really quick when I landed the job, but I started applying in September of 2022, and I got my job in August of 2023. So it took me almost a year to actually get a job. It's not that all this while I did not land any offers. I did get a few offers, but they were all unpaid. So one day my mom just sent me a message about the Maheshwari International Connect, and I had zero expectations, to be honest. I thought, मैंने इतना सब कुछ कर लिया है. How are people from India going to be able to actually sort of help me out? But within 2 days, I was given about 5 to 6 contacts who were sort of willing to help me, and through this, I landed a job. After about 150 applications, I landed a job in London, and I'm working there right now. So the reason why I'm telling you the story is because this is how I've based all my tips to you, because in all fairness, without MIC, I wouldn't have had the internship I have right now. And I'm really, really grateful that I get to share my experience with everyone and sort of help other people as well, because that's what they did for me. Can you move on to the next slide now? Right. So the main thing that I would like you to take on from my experience is there are 5 important things that you need to look at, which is network, talk, update, apply, and then repeat. So the first and the foremost thing is obviously you should maintain a good LinkedIn profile, keep it updated at all times. You should connect with people, talk to people, and not just connect with people, sort of, engage with different posts from your professional spheres, and think that you need to sort of stand out and shine in your own way professionally. So maybe have a few posts, repost a few posts. This makes you relevant in a professional aspect. So sort of think of scrolling on LinkedIn rather than just doom scrolling on Instagram now, because it is going to help you and it's a better use of your time as well. Then secondly, the most important thing that sort of helped me was when you read so many job applications, the job descriptions have certain keywords which are very important to be included in your CV. Because when you apply for a job, there are hundreds of people who apply for a job. So the first screening that takes place is not done by someone who actually knows what you are doing. It's done by someone from HR. So having these specific keywords is sort of going to help them identify your CV from other CVs. Similarly, you should pick up these keywords and keywords about job descriptions or keywords from what the companies believe in your cover letters. And this was one of the biggest things that sort of helped me. And I do think this is something that is very easy to implement, because all the information is right in front of you. You just need to pick out certain words from it. The other thing, because you don't really have much campus placements, if you are in the UK, you need to subscribe to job websites and job alerts. Some of them, if you want to take a few notes, you can. Some of them are Indeed, Total Jobs, Rate My Placement, Glassdoor, Milk Round. So these places, they sort of post a lot of internship offers and a lot is there. What I did was I sort of created a separate email ID for this so that I don't miss out on any things and it doesn't get mixed up with all my other spam emails. In the UK, if you're applying for internships, the most important thing to know is the timeline. Internship applications a lot of times open in September for the next year's July intake. So almost 10 months in advance. So it's always a good idea to start early. It's never too early, is what I'm going to say. And the bigger the companies, the earlier they're going to open their applications, and the earlier they're going to close the people who they're going to hire. So be prepared. I think always take the summer that you have to prepare for the next year, and it really will help you start applying and start sort of hearing back from people quickly. Always be on the lookout for the websites I said and the LinkedIn's. The next point would be to reach out to companies proactively. That's something that I was a little shy to do. And I started it a little later than I should have. You should connect with recruiters on LinkedIn, message them if you can, message people from companies. Don't be shy. Don't be shy when you're asking for a job because it's nothing wrong. You're just asking for an internship. A lot of times what I did was I called up agencies, I called up companies, and I asked them if I could get an email. And you'd be surprised to know people are actually looking out for interns or things, and they don't actually put it out on their website, or they don't really put out an active job posting, but they are open to hiring people. So it's completely all right to sort of, call people and be like, hey, I'm from this university and I'm looking for a job. And it will get you some answers. The UK government websites also post a lot of job opportunities, not just the government jobs, but also bigger companies and sort of internship opportunities for students, because they know that the universities don't really sort of actively involve themselves into the placements. Another thing is to always remember to follow up. I know that they usually say that they'll get back to you in 2 weeks. If you don't really get a reply, it's not always a bad thing. You can sort of reach back to them and be like, hey, I was just wondering if I could get a closure on this. Are you still considering? And if they do get back to you that, okay, maybe we're not considering this season, you could always offer maybe the next break. Are you looking for something? And try to stay connected with these companies, or try to tell them to keep your CV within their systems so that if there is something that's a match for you, they will reach out to you. And like I said, do not lose hope, because it is very difficult. And I personally myself applied for over 150 jobs and then I landed one. So be persistent. I'm not saying it's going to happen to everyone. Sometimes people do land a job very quickly as well. But be persistent, network, talk, update, apply, and repeat. So that's all. That's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mac. Students who are applying in UK you might feel really interesting. So our next panelist is Mr. Akshay Randall, who has done his internship in USA. Previous two panelists are doing their internship or has done their internship during their past 6 months. But now we have the panelists who are having broader perspective because they have done their internship earlier, and they can share more insightful points. Not comparing with previous, but they have experience of job as well. So I'm inviting Akshay, who has already joined us here offline. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, MIC and MVPM, for inviting me here. And also thank you, Siddhant and Meg, for covering really important aspects. The points you covered were very important, and those were actionable insights. And to avoid the repetition, I'm just going to share a different story, different perspective, and add some flavor to this discussion today. It's going to be mostly my personal experiences, what I had, and I'm going to share them. Hopefully you will pick up something from that which is useful for you. Okay, let me introduce myself first. I enjoy developing innovative solutions with design thinking and then commercialize them. And I got introduced to design thinking in my undergraduate program at IIT Gandhinagar, where I also graduated with BTech in mechanical engineering and with minor in management. So as I said, I was interested in developing products and commercializing them. So that's why I was trying to get a minor in management from undergraduate institute. And after that, I was eager to do something which had societal impact, something which helps the society. So I found a startup who were working on problems faced by farmers in India. It was jointly incubated by ISC Bangalore and IIM Ahmedabad. So really good startup, good people. But it was like I worked there for around 6 months. Like it was an internship like experience, and वहां पर जाने के बाद ना ऐसा मजा नहीं आ रहा था मुझे. वो कहते हैं ना कि किक नहीं आती है वो. So this internship gave me that experience कि explore करने के लिए I was able to go and find out if I really like something. I felt like I will be able to do good work in this one. But after going through that experience, I realized हाँ कुछ पसंद होना अच्छी चीज है, लेकिन उसमें actual में day to day काम करना is very different thing. So that's why I think that's how you should perceive internships are for exploring your own interests, and then you go for them. So after that, I went to US for exploring new areas. I explored product development in healthcare. Luckily, I found a good course over there. It was covering all the aspects of product development and commercialization, not just engineering part, but like stakeholders like insurance companies, regulatory bodies like FDA, and then patients, hospital administration, all of them. And I was fortunate to work with a really good team. There was a doctor and other engineering students as well. We developed a nice prototype by the mid of the first year. And I was like, okay, let's find out a commercial, how we can commercialize this. Like I started building a business model around it, started presenting it in different competitions, started talking about it in different conferences, workshops. I attended different workshops to build the missing pieces. And that's how I started getting involved in the various activities happening on the campus. Well, when you participate in these kind of events and competitions, it starts building credibility around your work. Interviewers from the other countries, they find it very difficult to relate to your work in India. They find it very difficult to find that relevant point, that anchoring point. And if you do such work in the country you are planning to work for, work next, these anchor points are very important. So do go to conferences, workshops, competitions, attend the talks organized by the university department, the career fairs organized by the career centers. Go and participate them in person. And when you attend such events in person, you end up people in your field in different events again and again, and they start recognizing you. They start recognizing your skill set. They start recognizing your work, and that's how connections happen. That's how you build that trust, and they start trusting you. And also, other thing which happens in these introductions is like when you meet people is like you end up introducing yourself multiple times, hundreds of times, and you get those reference points where, oh, what part of my introduction is sticking to them? Like what part of my introduction is understood by these other people who have different background? What part of my introduction or my best, how I should deliver my best achievements so that it's effective in my delivery? You learn those by getting those cues from the in-person interactions. And needless to say, this is going to help you to polish your answers in interviews and build the confidence. Further, when you interact with these people in cultural setting, professional setting, you start acquiring those cultural values in that country, ethics in that country that will help you in long term. Let me tell you, these are more important than the technical skills in long term. These are very important as you go up in your career. And finally, I do want to highlight the importance of the online networking. It is very helpful. It has its own advantage. You can reach out to the people whom you cannot reach out to in person, but just be realistic in the expectations of the replies. In online, you may get around 5 to 10% of the replies, and in person, you will get around 30 to 35% of the replies. So 1 in 10% and 1 in 3%. That's the realistic expectation you should have. Now, after we developed that product in the first year, the medical device, I started looking for the commercial partners who can take this further. I realized that none of the directors of product development were interested in this product. And it was very painful to find out why. And finally, I learned that it was the market size which was not attractive enough for them. And for me, having moved it from here to from India to the US, for me it was like really big market size. That dollar amount looked like really big, but for others it was very small. And I was like, I need to learn this. I need to learn how to evaluate business potential of an idea. And I started looking internships around that. That's how I was like starting like, oh, who will teach me this? Maybe incubation centers, investors, other investing firms. I know that was going to be out of my reach. That's not in my skill set, but I was like, let's take a bet. I followed the cycle, what Mehak and Siddhant said. Like, it's very important. Whatever they mentioned is very important. Followed that cycle and wrote to every connection I had. And luckily, one connection who was like an organizer of a competition where I had won a prize. Luckily, that was a good amount. Actually, that was $50,000. So that person introduced me to an incubation center. And the interview revolved around the competition and how we prepared for that and all that, and got that internship. I know that was a risky bet. So in parallel, I had also applied for internships in product development. That was my strength. I got an internship in that field, but I had already made choice that I want to learn this part, which will propel me in further career. So learning how to evaluate business ideas helped me further. When I finished my master's, I was able to develop another prototype of another medical device. It was a device for fragmenting kidney stones. I was working with a really good team, a good professor, and this time I made sure that it had enough attractive market value and was able to license the patent to a company in Silicon Valley. So I worked with them for next 3 years. Again, whatever the lessons I learned in that internship helped me to do all the cycle. Like, again, that selling idea to a company wasn't easy. It again involved the same thing, reaching out to different people on LinkedIn, reaching out to different reference points, and then again telling them, can you please recommend me over there, etc., etc. So that cycle is going to be present there anywhere, nowhere at what stage of career you are. So just to summarize, start your internship with a purpose or a clear outcome that you want out of it. You may or may not get that out of that internship, but it will help you to stay focused on what you want to get. The effort, you will come up with innovative ideas to get into that internship, and it will still keep you motivated because you know what your end game is going to be like. Second, put yourself out there for in-person networking scenarios. Go to competitions, workshops, conferences, events, or talks everywhere. Go and meet as many people as possible. And finally, third, the network remembers you when you are able to make it easy for them to understand your work and make sure that you have established the anchors they need and you are able to prove that you can create value for them. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akshay. So our next panelist is Mr. Pushpak Chandok. He has also done his internship in USA and currently he's joined us online from USA. Hi, Pushpak. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Over to you, Pushpak.
सभी को जय श्री कृष्ण. I really hope the things I'm going to tell helps all of you or even one of you all. I just want to cut to the chase, so if you can go to the next slide. So the first thing is what Siddhant Jaju said, like bang on, bro. Technical skills is fine. Like, everyone eventually learns the technical part, even like doing the job and like during the job, and like technical skills mein 19-20 hota chalega. It's okay. The main thing like I really want to stress on is that you should know how to give interviews, like master the interviewing skills. It is such an underrated skill. Like, you should know how to talk during an interview, what type of answers you need to give. If you don't know an answer to a particular question, how do you react to that? just basically how do you speak during an interview? How do you carry yourself if it's an in-person interview? It's really an underrated skill, and I really want to stress on this that technical skills is fine. मतलब पढ़ाई करो, it's okay, but apart from that, what will really set you apart? Because thing is, during an like for internship interviews, the all the students like your peers will have the same level of knowledge. Like nobody's not gonna come with 10-year experience, 5-year experience. So what's really gonna set you apart is the interviewing skills. So just master that, practice interviewing, just keep giving interviews. Second point I want to say is that interviewing like uh, interviewing is it's a two-way street. So the interviewer is gonna ask you questions, you also have to ask questions. It's very important to ask important questions like, is there any growth for me during this internship? Or am I gonna be able to learn anything? What is the company culture like? Does it match with my like my values? So ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions at the end of the interview. It's a two-way street. They are looking for a good employee, but you are also looking for a good company to do an internship at. You just don't want to go anywhere. Third point, like keep on applying even if you get rejected, because just keep one thing in mind that out of hundreds and thousands of internship applications, like job postings, you just have to get that one. Just that one or the first internship. It's fine. Like that hundreds, thousands of postings everywhere. You just have to get that one. Stay motivated. Even if you are rejected for hundreds, that 101th will be your internship. So it's all right. Don't take rejections as learnings. And next point is that uh, what happens, what even I've personally gone through and what I've seen in my peers is that when you apply for an internship online, you see the job description, right? And you think, oh, they're asking for 3 years of experience, or they're asking for this particular skill, or they're asking for a particular coding language. I don't know that, or I don't have that. So I shouldn't apply for it. It's fine. Job descriptions are usually exaggerated. Like even if 60 or even 70% of the job description matches your skill set or your experience, just go for it, apply for it. What's going to happen? You'll get an interview and they'll reject you. It's fine. You'll just have practice for another interview for your next thing. So even if the job description, even if it's 50% match, just go ahead and apply. It's fine. And if you have a referral, then nothing like it, but just go and apply. It doesn't matter if you don't have that experience or don't have that skill. You'll build on it. And the last thing is that what happens with internships is that the internship thing is not a full-time thing. So the role is only for 6 months or 4 months or 8 months. And then after that, the position is again open. So see what your seniors of the same course, what you're doing, are working in. Once their internship gets over, the position is again going to be open after 6 months. So you can try to get the same thing again. Like you will come to know about the job titles from your seniors who are doing the same program as you. So stay in touch with your seniors, see what kind of internship they are doing, and you can do the same thing after 6 months. So these were it. If like any one of you all want to ask any more questions to me, like I can always help personally on LinkedIn. So yeah, that was it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Pushpak. So I would also like to tell you all who have joined online meeting. So you can ask your question, but while asking your question, be specific about the question. Restrain yourself from asking generalized question rather than you can ask specific questions, and also you can mention to whom you want to ask the question. As you already know, we have panelists from different departments, different domains, and different cities, different countries. So you can ask the questions according to that. So our next panelist is Mr. Mohit Mantri. He's also from US and he has done his MS in Transportation Engineering from University of Maryland. So, hi, Mohit. Am I audible?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you are perfectly audible. Yes, over to you, Mohit.
Hi everyone. Sabhi ko Jai Shri Krishna. My name is Mohak Mantri. I've done my bachelor's in civil engineering in Pune VIIT College, and I did my master's in civil engineering and specialization in transportation from University of Maryland. This was 7 years ago. So I've been working for 7 years as a traffic engineering consultant. And today I wanted to talk about a little bit different, different approach. I think all the panelists before me have spoken really well about how to get internships and how they have worked. I am currently working as a team lead. So for the last 6 or 7 months, I've been doing interviews for internship opportunities at our company. I've been looking to hire interns. So I wanted to bring a little bit of that perspective. So first thing I wanted to say is, and we can move on to the next slide. First thing I wanted to say is networking is the most important thing. You want to start early, pretty much the first day of your college, you want to start focusing on networking. Go to career fairs, go to your career center. Every university, at least in US, I know, has career centers where they'll help you build your resume. So keeping your resume up to date and just updating it regularly is very important. And networking, talking to different people, going in person is always great. Making a connection there. You don't want to be very specific about just internship specific, but these relationships that you build with the networking, that is going to help you throughout your career. You never know when in the future some person that you run across early in your career, you run across them at a much later stage. People keep switching companies, and you never know who's going to help you when. So you always want to build a relationship with them. So my tip is never approach people just specifically for the specific opportunity they have at the time. Try to learn more about them. Try to learn about what they do. Try to learn about what their company does. Get to know them and keep asking a lot of questions. A lot of the times you'll see when you ask the questions, you'll actually get your own answers from what they say. Because when they will ask you questions about what you do, you'll see that what their company does aligns with what you've done in the past, what you've learned in your college, what if you have worked before, what you've worked on, and then you can shape your answers in the way where the person you're talking to or the opportunities that they have, it matches. And then one thing I think that has been covered before, and I think is a really, really useful tip, is keep your resume in accordance to the job description. You want to try and match it. You don't want to lie on your resume because the companies will ask you about something that matches with them. So you don't want to lie, but you want to kind of shape where it matches the company. Now, one thing to remember is internship is about learning. So company is not going to expect you to know everything. And they just want to see if you're interested in what they do. So do the research beforehand. Just what the company does or what the team that you're applying with, what the team does. Research that, try to develop those skills. There are a lot of online courses, try to develop those skills, get certificates, whatever, and then learn to market yourself that way. So when you're talking to someone, you want to shape it in a way where if a company is working on a software development, you want to shape it in a way that it meets whatever their requirements are. And always be open to advice. Keep asking questions, keep seeking advice. Just whenever you're talking to anyone, literally anyone, be it your professor, be it your colleagues, be it at career fairs, you just want to keep asking a lot of questions and be open to what people are saying. Don't keep a closed mind. And one of the most important things I feel is keep your resume to one page whenever you're applying for, especially early in your career, if you're applying for internships or as a fresher. If an employer looks at a 2-3 page resume, they're going to think it is fake because you're just starting your career. You cannot have that bigger resume. If you have a lot of things, that's great. Try to keep those short though, and keep it to the point. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Mohak. So at the end, if we would like to sum up, then I can recall the quote by Mac: network, talk, update, apply, and repeat the process. So this is how you can get the internships. So now you can start with question and answer session. So you can ask your question, you can unmute yourself. I would like to ask those to give the permissions to unmute themselves. Yes, already done. So now you can ask question, you can unmute yourself. Yes, anyone from the offline, would you like to ask some questions? Chat,
Yeah,
please.
I can answer that. Uh, to be honest, it's really fine. Like it doesn't matter that much. Like you can add the college fest if you want, but really, like if not gonna lie, if I really have to be honest, it's not gonna matter that much. Like the interview is gonna be the main thing. Like whatever you add on LinkedIn is just uh like it's fine. Like the recruiters won't look at after once they've looked at it. So it's fine if you want to add it, just go ahead and add. If you don't want to add it, you can do that as well. It's not that important. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I have a few points as well. That's a good answer. But Arushi, that's a good question, first of all. To be very honest, I did definitely add a few of my college fest experience as well, and a few of the community services that I did during my time here in the US and my time in India during high school. And trust me, that really helped because I had this one recruiter who actually went through my entire LinkedIn profile. And yes, I did have my internships, I did have my technical skills mentioned on it, but she specifically spoke about, and she specifically asked me questions about my community service because I feel that is something that is given a lot of importance here. Okay, most students might have internships, most students might have the technical understanding of a few concepts, but are you really willing to step aside from your college activities and do something out of the box? So I feel that really helps. And I would say, as it was answered before this, I would definitely say go ahead and add it. Do not hesitate, because if you do have something that you've done, then why should you be shy of adding it? If it is something that might, bring up some questions in the future, and that can be the starting point to a conversation that might lead to an interview in the future. So I would say go ahead and do it. Do it for sure. Don't hesitate for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. I agree with what Siddhant said. It's definitely great to have that experience. As an interviewer, if I'm looking at a resume or a LinkedIn profile and I see that would catch my eye, because I would think that what does this person bring to my company's culture? And that is what a lot of the companies are looking for. Someone like Siddhant summed up that everyone has the technical skills. There are a lot of applicants who have the technical skills, but what extracurricular do you bring to the company's culture? And I think, yeah, it's definitely great to add that.
So we have a question: from which year we can start looking for internships?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll just very quickly say day one. Immediately as soon as you, or even before you start college, I think you can start looking for internships. A lot of the companies, like recently we hired someone for the summer, and we did the hiring in November last year, and he's going to start in May this year. So we did interviews in September, October, and yeah, so it starts very early. So that's a great question. Actually, you want to start very, very early.
I just want to add one thing to that. It's like starting early is actually important, but some companies like Amazon and Fang, what their thing is that if you apply once and you get rejected, you can't apply for 6 months. So for such companies where they have this limit of the 6 month thing or whatever period they have, where you can't apply again with the same resume or the same profile, wait for a little bit until you're like really confident and you've honed your skills. uh, then you can apply for such companies. For otherwise, for other companies, you can just start from day one or whatever. So keep in mind this distinction and just research about the company that if you get rejected, can you apply again within a certain time frame or so. That's important.
I also think that a lot of countries and a lot of companies sort of give you a part-time internship option as well. So if you do think that your college load at any point is less, you can sort of also maybe do a 2 day a week sort of thing as well. So it can actually, because internships are all about learning. It's not really about, you're not fully, you don't know everything, that you're there to just learn. So it can actually just go hand in hand with whatever you're doing.
Okay. So one question. So are there any job portals where we can apply apart from LinkedIn? Any job portals like which we can apply on?
Yeah, I did mention quite a few. I can name them again. It's Indeed, Total Jobs, Rate My Placement, Glassdoor, and Milk Round. These are some good job portals that there are.
Okay, so in UK this would work, and anyone from
I
USA?
do think some of them work in the US as well.
Yeah, that's true. Most of them, in fact, most of them work in the USA as well. And I feel LinkedIn has become very mainstream nowadays, that most people apply on LinkedIn. I wouldn't say it's really cliche, but I feel that the sites that Mehak just mentioned, it's actually all of you should take note of it and definitely apply on those websites. Really helpful. Good points, Mehak.
Okay, we have one more question. Should we follow the same process if we want to work in a Fortune 500 company? Akshay would like to answer this question. Uh, okay. All right. For startups, maybe Akshay would be the right person. Sure, we can also provide you the uh, which are the sites where we need to apply.
I've just put them on the chat for everyone to take a note.
Okay, a good question. Startup versus big brand. Where would we start our career?
I will take a stab at this one.
Okay.
Am I audible first? Okay. So it depends on what you're looking for. First, if you're and what kind of, like, there are different types of, can I come? Okay. There are different types of internships here. Like broadly, if I categorize them, first, whenever I float internships, mostly it's like, is there something which is not very difficult to do, and I do not want my team members to spend time on it, or senior folks from my team to spend time on it? That's where sometimes you hire interns. And then there is other thing, like you want employees for your future requirements. You want some talented people in your team, someone who has really good technical skills and strong domain knowledge. So that's another type of internship. And when you go for a startup, it's mostly combination of those two. And if you go for a large company, it's going to be either one of those two. So that's the difference. And in most of the big companies, also, again, they try to nurture the talent. They do put some efforts on that. They do plan for your future development as well. So they have more appetite or more time available to you to develop your skills and choose your area of interest, go in different directions. But when you're going in a startup, you need to be very skillful in at least one domain where you can offer value to that company, because they are investing their time, which is again very valuable for them because that's a cost for them, big cost for them. So that's why you need to be able to offer something very specific to these startups, and in return get very specific return, like something very particularly, like you will be able to work on very difficult problems in the startups and get exposure to them. In big companies, you may or may not get to work on difficult or complex problems. So these are the pros and cons.
All right. So as we are short of time, I would like to take this last question. So can you please scroll up? Question especially
Okay,
for
I can go for it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can go for it. I just read the question right now. It says, what was that one question or answer that you think helped you nail that first opportunity in your career? I think it's a very good question, and I do remember this from one of my experience. I was talking to this recruiter, and I actually asked him this question: that what is that one specific skill or one specific challenge that your company is currently facing, and how can I help you solve that? And that really gave a positive impact from my side. Yes, I had done my research before asking that question, and I knew what he's going to say for the answer. But I just wanted to get a brief overview of what exactly are the challenges that they are facing from a larger picture. from a larger picture point of view. And that really, I think, stood out. And the way he responded to the question and the way we had a conversation after that question really helped me. So he knew, okay, this is the candidate that I can lob because he is asking questions specific to my company and just not just randomly applying to different companies. And he definitely wants to help us solve this particular challenge or this particular problem that we are facing. So that's, I think, one question that all of you should also take note of, that ask questions specifically to their company and specific to their needs, because if they know that you can be the right candidate for them, you definitely have a higher chance of getting accepted. So ask your question specific to their needs, and that can definitely have a positive impact. Thanks for the question, Dad. I knew you were going to ask.
Yes. All right, Siddhant. Yes, Mehak and Pushpak, any one of you would like to take the same question as asked by Yokesh?
I'll be very honest, for me, there wasn't a specific question in my case because I do graphics. It was more about how I owned up to my work and how my questions were more based around my work and this sort of were thinking. They wanted to understand my thinking behind the kind of work that I've done. So I don't really think I can contribute much to this question.
All right.
Well, what I had asked, and I'm gonna say tell the exact thing, the question I had asked at the end of the interview. I behaved as if I had gotten the interview, and you can do the same. I had asked was, when I joined the company as an intern, apart from my work, like, how can I be the best intern the company has ever seen? Just show that motivation and fire. What this question does is just, you can just ask, how can I be the best employee the company has ever seen? Like, this just shows that you are motivated to work and be the best employee for the company. So I'd asked this, and I could see that that time they were like really impressed, and they told me the answer for that, and like they were just like, keep working and be honest and all that. But it's a good question to ask, that how can you be the best employee or the best intern when you start for the internship? So that's
Great.
one thing if you want.
Okay. So with this, I think we are heading towards the end of this session, and I would like to call Mrs. Nikitaji Mantri on stage for vote of thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Quite an insightful session. I'm sure it will help you all and must have answered most of your queries, and doubts must have been cleared here. All those who have joined us online also, thank you so much for participating in this program. Basically, I just want to say one thing. This MVPM International Connect is such a beautiful program designed for all you students to help you for your better future. Want more of people to come ahead, join. Lot of efforts have been put in to bring such kind of programs so that we can give a better opportunities to each of you. So, and we had wonderful lineup of panelists also who has really helped us to understand about internship program. So thank you everybody, and good night to everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Yes. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you are in. So thank you so much, all of those who have joined online, offline mediums. So at the end, we will be sharing this PPT as well as the LinkedIn profile links of the panelists. You can connect with them. Surely you can connect with them. You can ask your questions one-to-one if your questions are not addressed here. Thank you so much for being such a nice audience. All right.